This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good night, Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for November 18, 2022. And in the news tonight, mother of murdered Gabrielle King ordered to give police access to her cell phone. The St. James Parish Court has ordered Amoy Leon Issa, the mother of 9-year-old Gabrielle King, to give the police access to her cell phone by or before November 24 as part of the probe into her son's January 13 murder. Presiding Senior Parish Judge Sasha Marie Ashley made the order today after hearing submissions from the police's legal representative and from Issa's attorney Chukwuemeka Cameron. Mrs. Amoy Issa is to provide access to and produce in an intelligible form any communication data contained on the cellular phone by making written of any key to the phone in her possession for the purpose of the investigation into the murder of Gabrielle King on or before November 24, Ashley declared. The judge also rejected Cameron's request for his client, who was not present at court, to be present during the police's access to the phone and the extraction of any data. However, the judge granted a request for any legal representative of Issa and a third-party computer technician to be present for that extraction on condition that they do not attempt to direct what information may be extracted by the police. Today's ruling was in relation to a production order that the police had previously made for Issa to provide the constabulary force with access to her cell phone, which she had refused to do. Gabrielle King, who was developmentally challenged, was reportedly abducted from his mother on January 13 along the Tucker Main Road in St. James. It was reported that assailants dragged Issa from the motorcar in which the mother and the child were traveling and then sped off with the vehicle with King still inside. The vehicle was later found along the Fairfield Main Road and the child's body was found in the back seat with his throat slashed. 2 guns, 47 rounds of ammo seized on bus in Trelawney spot check. The police are reporting the seizure of 2 firearms and 47 rounds of ammunition during a spot check along the Salter Marsh Main Road in Trelawney on Thursday. It is reported that about 8 p.m., a public passenger vehicle was searched and a bag containing a semi-automatic pistol and a Taurus and a Canic 9mm pistol, each with a magazine containing 17 9mm cartridges and 18 9mm cartridges respectively. An additional 12 9mm cartridges were found in the bag, according to the police. Investigations continue. Woman accused of killing 18-year-old Mason with an ice pick granted bail. A woman who was charged with murder after she allegedly used an ice pick to stab a teenager in Riverdale, St. Catherine on November 5 has been granted bail in the sum of $700,000. 26-year-old Donnell Davis, otherwise called Dora, appeared before the St. Catherine Parish Court on Friday. Her attorney, Tamika Harris, told the Senior Parish Judge Desiree Elaine that her client is not a flight risk, had handed herself into the police, and has a steady place of abode. Bail was granted on condition that Davis surrender her travel documents and return to court on March 14, 2023. It is alleged that Davis had a dispute with 18-year-old Mason Dane Stevenson, otherwise called Tai, of Riverdale in the parish, during which she used an ice pick to stab him in the chest. He was transported to hospital where he was admitted. Stevenson succumbed to his injuries on November 6. Davis subsequently turned herself into the Riversdale police and was charged. Record transporting car loaded with ganja intercepted on highway, 2 arrested. 2 men have been taken into police custody following the seizure of a larger quantity of compressed ganja loaded in a vehicle on a wrecker. Head of the Area 3 Police Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police, Glenford Miller, confirmed that a wrecker was intercepted mid-morning Friday on the Mapen leg of Highway 2000. A wrecker that was carrying a vehicle on it was intercepted on the toll road by the Clarendon and the Area 3 Special Operations Team and the Narcotics Team. When the vehicle on the wrecker was checked, it was found to contain several packages of compressed ganja, he said. The news understands that a blue Toyota Probox was being transported on the wrecker. Police probing shooting death of St. Anne shopkeeper. Police are now piecing clues together to find the killers of a shopkeeper who was shot dead at his business establishment in Quarry Stair Town in St. Anne on Friday afternoon. He has been identified as 44-year-old Leroy Hepburn, a resident of the community. Police said about 1:40 p.m., Hepburn, who operates a shop to the front of his yard, was at his business place when loud explosions sounding like gunshots were heard coming from the direction of the shop. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, the now deceased was seen on the floor behind the shop counter on his back in a pool of blood. He was suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the upper body. Police said he was clad in a camouflage t-shirt, gray and black shorts, and a pair of black slippers. No motive has been established for the killing. Jamaican sentenced to 18 months in U.S. prison for making ghost guns. A 30-year-old Jamaican man was on Thursday sentenced in a United States District Court in Connecticut to 18 months imprisonment for fabricating ghost guns. These are handmade firearms that do not contain serial numbers or other identifying markings which prevent them from being traced to the owner, seller, or manufacturer of the firearm. Audley Reeves and his co-accused John Lee Otis were arrested on January 5 this year following an investigation by the FBI's Northern Connecticut Gang Task Force. At Reeves' apartment in East Hartford, investigators found 6 fully assembled firearms, approximately 25 partially assembled firearms, 3 high-capacity magazines, various firearm parts, and the tools used to construct firearms. Investigators further revealed that Reeves was present in the apartment at the time of the search, and the 3D printer in the apartment was in the process of printing a stock of an AR-15 style rifle. The Jamaican pleaded guilty on August 24 to engaging in the business of manufacturing firearms without a license. His prison term will begin on January 6 next year. Reeves' co-accused is to be sentenced in February. Second man dies following St. Anne crash. A second man has died following this morning's two-vehicle crash along the Landover Main Road in St. Anne. His identity has not yet been released. A 42-year-old fisherman from Stairtown in St. Anne was the other victim. Police say the crash occurred sometime before 7:30 a.m. Multiple people remain in hospital. January committal hearing for cop whose daughter died in locked car. A January 24 committal hearing date was agreed on Thursday for Detective Sergeant Sheldon Dobson, who is charged with manslaughter following the death of his 18-month-old daughter. The policeman had his $750,000 bail extended when he appeared before the St. Elizabeth Parish Court. His daughter, Shalini, died after she was reportedly left in a locked car. Sergeant Dobson was charged in August following a ruling by the Director of Public Prosecutions. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.